Hey there, my Staley crew. This is Andrew Staley here, and today we're going to be taking a look at another brand new top 5. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at my top 5 best zombies maps that I ever played, mainly when it comes to having fun, like greatest maps that I played, and my top 5 favorite maps, zombie maps to play. So, mainly just what I mean by that is not necessarily just because basically I'm not an Easter egg type of guy. I prefer just going up to high rounds. So, yeah. So, this started. Starting off with the number 5 spot, we have Ascension. Now, I will admit, Ascension was one of my favorite maps to play of all time. Not only because it was innovative, and I did really loved Ascension, mainly because of the idea of the annihilators that you spawn in. It can also be really useful for transport, which is actually kind of a cool thing. And and the fact that the Thunder Gun made its second appearance, and this is also the second time that the Thunder Gun was the main wonder weapon. And I am so glad that they brought it into Ascension as well, because it is a huge help, especially against the Space Monkeys, which I gotta be honest, that is the only criticism I have against this map would be the monkeys. Not really a huge fan of them. Like, they're not horrible, but they can get extremely annoying at times. So basically, the only way they really spawn into the map is if you have perks and turn on the power. Then after that, they usually come back every five rounds. Similar, they're basically like the Hellhounds, where they come in every 5 rounds, and you kill them all, you get a max ammo. However, the only difference is they won't spawn in with zombies. However, they will try to steal your perks. That is one thing I am not a big fan of. Because if they even touch a perk, you're not going to be able to get a free perk. So, to buy it. And if you lose that perk, you're going to have to buy it back, which I gotta admit, it's extremely annoying on the early rounds when you don't have a lot of points. So my best advice is you want to guard your precious perks. But if you kill all the monkeys and don't let them even touch a perk, you're going to get that free perk along with that max ammo. Which is actually kind of cool. Other than that, I really do admit that it's a really fun map. Other than the monkeys, the rest of the map is really fun to play, in my opinion. If you want my opinion on Ascension, it's a fun map to play. Other than the Space Monkeys kind of ruining it. So, comes in at number 5. Coming at the number 4 spot for me would have to be Buried. Buried was one of my favorite maps in Black Ops 2. And I am a huge sucker for Buried. And it's actually one of the only, out of the Transit storyline, Buried was probably the best one that I played. Honestly, I prefer it over Die Rise in Transit because at least it's actually easier to upgrade your guns. Not just that, but it doesn't really take that much. Because once you actually get set up, it's actually pretty fun. Now, it can get boring after a while, but I really did appreciate the point system. Like, you can draw chalk to get points, you have the bank, which is so cool, in my opinion. Like, the Paralyzer, even though it's not a main wonder weapon, it is actually really useful at getting you around the map. Like, it can still kill zombies on high rounds, but it's not the greatest thing, but it is far more usable than the jet gun on Transit. Because at least this thing doesn't break on you. And it still is effective. And you can pack a punch it. That is another good thing I do like about this wonder weapon. And the packed version actually cools down a lot quicker, which is kind of cool. And The fact that it even introduced the Ray Gun Mark II, which was so awesome, in my opinion. If you want my opinion on Buried, it is one of the greatest maps Treyarch ever brought, because of all those cool chalks you can buy. Louisville is actually pretty useful when you time the booze right. Oh, but I will admit it can get boring after a while. So, and the fact that you can get a free perk from the witches. So the only way the witch round really happens is every 4 to 5 rounds when the lights are on. When that happens, you can get a free perk. So, which is actually kind of cool. Kind of like that. But if you want my opinion on this map, it's a great map that can get boring after a while, but comes in at number 4. Taking the number 3 spot would have to be a tie between Mob of the Dead and Origins. I am a huge fan of Mob of the Dead for a couple reasons. Like, one, like, it actually brought back a different crew. It's kind of a shame that we didn't have Dempsey, Nikolai, Richtofen, or Dr. Max's, but or Takio, but at least we had a cool crew that's actually kind of different. And the best part about Mob of the Dead, in my opinion, would have to be the Blundergat. The Asagat, which can be really, really useful, as it's kind of like a monkey bomb, even though neither that or the Blundergat are very effective on high round, are the greatest on high rounds. Like, they can get the job done, but they're not gonna, like, perfect, but they are far more usable compared to the Winter's Howl on Black Ops 1. That's how good these two wonder weapons are. And having the Hell's Retriever, and one of the first times that we ever had a heavily armed boss, which is Brutus, which is one thing I am not a huge fan, but he gives you something kind of cool. So, yeah. Comes in number 3. And then Origins, one of my true personal favorite maps to play of all time. And it really kind of pains me that we lost Black Ops 2, but luckily I got Black Ops 3 Origins. I had a lot of games, and the highest round I was able to get up to was round 57. And that was using the Ice Staff. Like the original version of Origins, the OG Black Ops 2 version, I was only able to get up to 47. But on the remastered, Black Ops 3 Remastered, I was able to get up to 57. If you want my opinion, I kind of prefer the remaster a little bit more, only because it's a little bit easier to get up to high rounds. Mainly because of the gobblegums, the sliding mechanic, and the 3-hit down system. Kind of makes this remaster a little bit easier for me, but otherwise, both versions, in my opinion, are really fun to play once you get actually fully set up. And another cool feature is Papa Panzer. Panzer Soldat, one of my favorite bosses of all time, because you actually kind of know when he spawns in. The only way the Panzer Soldat ever spawns in on Origins is if you open the door to No Man's Land. And yeah, after round 8, if you kill him on round 8, he's gonna spawn a part for one of the fire staff parts. And then after that, if you're on solo, every 4 to 5 rounds he spawns in, only one Panzer Soldat's gonna spawn. But 2, 3, or 4 players, it's gonna be every 3rd round, and you're gonna get a couple of these bad boys. And honestly, I found the easiest way to kill Papa Panzer was, even on the Black Ops 3 version, was just having Mega Gobblegums. Was the best bet. Like Shopping Freeze, Perkaholics, Licks, Extra Credits, Soda Fountains, Raindrops, Chemical and Type B. Anything that gives you that full advantage to open up the entire map was the best bet. On round 1 was the best bet. So that way I can get my Boomhilda early and my staff early, so that way it'd be easier to kill Papa Panzer. Yeah. And honestly, overall, Origins, one of my personal favorite maps. Coming up number 2, Kino. Kino der Toten was another fan favorite of mine because it actually brought me back into Black Ops 1. Like the Thundergun, at first, when I was young, I used to not like it as much. But nowadays, that thing is a beast of a main wonder weapon. And I honestly had more fun playing Kino than I did with a lot of other Chronicle maps. Mainly because it's one of the easiest. With the right setup. And that's kind of my opinion on this map. It's a fun map. But the only thing that kind of ruins the map would have to be the Nova Crawlers. Which they do spawn in. The only way you really get them is by turning on the power. And when you do that, they're going to spawn all over the place and can get extremely annoying. So that's kind of why I'm not a big fan of them. But otherwise, other than that, Kino, awesome map. Comes in at number 2. Coming at number 1 on my top 5 best maps to play, Der Riese. This map is my all-time favorite map to play of all time. This is the map that I actually grew up playing because not only that you have your it's one of the very first maps to introduce Pack-a-Punch and Monkey Bombs. Like the World at War version, I wasn't a fan of the original World at War, but the Black Ops 1 and 3 versions, I love these. No matter if I'm playing the Black Ops 1 or 3 version, Der Riese is always going to be my all-time favorite map. Because not only it's a map that I can actually warm up to play more and more maps, but it's also a good starter map for people that have never played zombies before. And on Black Ops 3, the highest round I got up to was 61. The last gen version was round 80, using the Wunderwaffe, monkeys, ray gun, chemical antithesis, and then the packed Dingo with fireworks as my mule kick weapon. But on the new gen, which is this gen for the PS4 and 5, highest was 61, using the Wunderwaffe, monkeys, and then the Dingo with fireworks, and then my mule kick weapon being the Draken or Haymaker packed. Now, overall, I love this game, love the maps, and I do think Der Riese definitely deserves my number 1 pick. So, yeah, that's going to be it for today's top 5. And if you guys enjoyed today's top 5, be sure to leave me a like and comment down below. And also, tell me what your favorite maps are. Let me know in the description on what your favorite map is. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell icon, so that way you won't miss any future videos from me, Andrew Staley. But anyway, this is Andrew Staley, signing off. Till next time, I'll see you later, my Staley crew. Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.